Hi, in this video, we will be talking about finding the minors and cofactors of a matrix. What is a minor? Minor is when we have a square matrix of the order 3 by 3. The minor is denoted as capital M with the subscript of the row for I and the column at this subscript J. To find minor, it is just the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix. Well, how will you get a 2 by 2 matrix from a 3 by 3 matrix? It's by deleting the ith row and the jth column. What about cofactor? Cofactor is denoted by the capital C. The subscript I refers to the row, subscript J refers to the column. This is the formula to find cofactors. It is just the minor but with a positive or negative sign in front of it. It will be negative if the resultant power is odd number. How to get the power? It's just the addition of the row and the column that we want to find. To understand this in depth, we look at the examples. The definition was talking about the minors and cofactors of a 3 by 3 matrix. What about if the matrix is a 2 by 2? How to find the minor and cofactors? Same method applies, which is deleting the ith row and the jth column. Let's say we want to find the minor of matrix A. That means you want to find the minor for the whole matrix A. So we have to find the minors for each of the elements in matrix A. To find M11, we have to delete the ith row and the jth column. And since the minor that we are looking at now is M11, that means our row is 1 and our column is 1. So we have to delete the first row and the first column. Delete the first row and the first column. Your answer for minor of element 1, 1 is just 1. Next, minor of 1, 2. This means we have to delete the first row and the second column. Try to cover the first row and the second column and you will see the answer is 5. Same applies for the next minor, which is minor to 1. The row is the second row and the column is the first row. Delete the second row and the first column. The answer is negative 3. Next minor, minor to 2. Delete the second row and the second column. You get your answer as 2. Remember, the question wants you to find the minor of matrix A. That means a minor matrix. Put all of the minors into a matrix. Arrange them according to their elements. This is position for M11, position for M12, M21 here, and M22 here. Next part of the question wants you to find the cofactor matrix. How to find the cofactor given that we know the minor of matrix A? This is the formula given in the definition. You can just simply substitute in the number of rows and columns to the powers. For example, if you want to find the cofactor of the element 1, 1, this means your I is 1 and your J is 1. Just replace that I and J with 1 plus 1. And your power will be even. Behind it, just copy the capital M and we have the subscript 1, 1. Remember, whatever cofactor element that we are looking for will correspond to the same element of the minor. Which means if we are finding C11, that means we have to use M11 to find C11. Negative 1 squared, any negative number being powered to an even number will become a positive number. So that's why this is positive 1. Now what is your minor for the first element from the first row and first column? It's just 1. Substitute your values there. Your answer for this cofactor is 1. Next, to find C12. Now our I is 1 and our J is 2. Just substitute into the formula. 1 plus 2 is 3 and this is odd. Remember, whenever it's odd, we get a negative number. And also the minor that we are looking for is the same as the cofactor that we are looking at. Since we are looking at the first row and second column, the element for minor is also from the first row and second column. So the minor from the first row and second column is 5. Let's put it there. Your answer is -5. Do the same for cofactor of 2, 1. You replace the power with 2 plus 1 and you get 3. The minor that we want to look at is the minor of 2, 1. And then, since the power is odd, we get a negative value, and then the minor that we are looking at is minor of row 2 and column 1. The answer is -3. Multiply these two, you get 3 for the cofactor. Next cofactor, cofactor of element 2, 2. -1 to the power of 4, you get it from adding these two numbers, and then looking at your minor of element 2, 2, -1 to the power of an even number is just positive, and the element 2, 2 is at the second row and second column, which is 2. Your answer is 2. Your final answer must be written in a matrix. So write everything in a matrix. Right, according to the order, C1, 1 here, C1, 2 here, C2, 1 here, and C2, 2 here. Now let's apply what you have just learned to find minor and cofactor of matrix B. Pause this video and try this out. You can check your answer afterward. Okay, have you tried it out? Minor of matrix B is finding the M11, which means you have to delete the first row and the first column. Your answer is -3. Next, minor of the first row and second column, just deleting the first row and second column, and your answer is -2. Next, your minor of 2, 1 is just deleting the second row and the first column, and your answer is 4. And minor of 2, 2 means deleting the second row and the second column, and your answer is 2. Write it in one big matrix. Did you get this? Let's check your answers for the cofactor of matrix B. Once you know your minor of matrix B, you can simply find your cofactors. You can use the formula given, or you can also remember the signs according to their orders. The first element in the first row and first column must be positive, and then in the first row and second column it must be negative. Negative there and positive there. Notice that the sign always changes. It's because here the power will be an even power because it's the addition of the first row and first column. And here it will be an odd number power because it's the addition of the first row and second column. So the power is odd. And so on. The sign will always alternates. If this is a 3 by 3 cofactor, after negative, the opposite of negative is positive, and then here the opposite of positive is negative here, and positive here, negative here, and positive. So it will always alternate if this is a 3 by 3 cofactor. But now we are dealing with a 2 by 2 cofactor. So we only have these 4 elements. Okay, let's check your answers. The cofactor for the first element in the first row and first column is positive, get it from the sign here, and then the minor is -3. So just write positive and -3 there. Your answer is -3. Next, to find the cofactor of the first row and second column, the sign is negative, and then just writing the minor, which is -2 there. -2 means negative is +2. Cofactor of 2, 1. Now the sign here is negative, write the negative sign there, and the minor is 4. Your answer is -4. Cofactor of the 2, 2 element, the sign is positive, look at the minor is 2 there, and your answer is just 2. Write everything in the matrix, and that's your answer for cofactor. You can also write this or solve this faster by first writing the signs positive, negative, negative, positive. You have to memorize the order of the signs. It starts with a positive sign here, and then just writing down the minor. The first minor is -3, the next minor is -2, and then we have 4 and 2. And then you just have to simplify. Positive times -3 is -3. Here will be +2, -4, and 2. It will be your cofactor matrix. This is a faster way in doing. So that's why I prefer you guys to memorize the signs of the cofactor. Remember, it must start with a positive sign at the first row and first column, and the other signs will just alternate. This was the conclusion that we can make. So for a cofactor of a 3 by 3 matrix, it starts with a positive sign here on the first row and first column, and then the signs alternates. Okay, let's look at this example. We have matrix A, and we want to find the minor of element 1, 2 and cofactor of element 1, 2. The question is not asking about the minor of the whole matrix A, so we don't have to find every minor element. Of course, you can find the minor matrix of A, but then you're just wasting your time, since the question is just asking about the minor of element 1, 2. You just have to delete the first row and the second column. Remember, to find the minor of a 3 by 3 matrix, it is the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix. How do you get that 2 by 2 matrix? You have to delete the first row and second column, because that's what's the minor that we are looking for, and writing down the numbers that you can see here according to their orders. And why do I write these vertical bars here and not just a simple bracket for matrix? Well, that's because these vertical bars means we are looking for the determinant, and this round large bracket is what we call as matrix. Students always get confused with these two notations. Remember, when this is a round bracket or a square bracket that looks like this, they are just giving the matrices. But when it is a vertical bar like this, it means that we are looking for the determinant of this matrix. How to find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix? You have learned this in school. Remember, the formula is AD minus BC. You just multiply A with D and then subtract it with B times C. How to memorize this? This looks like a butterfly. To find the determinant, remember this butterfly, and you have to cross multiply and subtract. After you have multiplied and subtract, your answer is negative 10. Next, to find the cofactor of the element 1, 2, the faster way without looking at the formula is you can just remember the signs. Positive, negative, positive, and so on. So M12 or C12, the element 1, 2 is located here in this first row and second column. So the sign is negative. Remember, to find cofactors, you have to multiply that negative sign with the minor of element 1, 2 as well. And what is minor of element 1, 2? We just found it, which is negative 10, and the answer is positive 10. Next, minor of element 3, 1. That means we want to eliminate third row and the first column. After you have eliminated the third row and first column, you will see this is a 2 by 2 matrix. Write it in the determinant signs, which is the vertical bars. Follow their orders, negative 4, negative 2, 0, and 4. Remember that butterfly because you want to find the determinant. A times D minus with B times C. And your answer is negative 16. Your cofactor of element 3, 1, you can write down these signs, and you see that at the third row and first column, the sign is positive. So the sign here is positive, and we want to find the minor of 3, 1 and put it here. We have found it, which is negative 16, and the answer is negative 16. Example 3. Given matrix A and the matrix of cofactor A. Find X and Y. There are various ways in answering this question. One of it is you can find the cofactor matrix of A, and then you can compare that with the answer for this cofactor A. But if you do that, you are just wasting your time, because you need a lot of time to find the cofactor matrix of A. What we want to find is just X and Y. You have to be smart here and choosing the correct row and column to be deleted. Make sure you don't delete the X and Y's. Whatever row and column that you're choosing, make sure there's X or Y, or both of them is still there. For example, if I want to find X, I can delete the second row and the second column. See? I will still have X there. Make sure you don't delete the X or the Y's. When I delete the second row and second column, this is finding the cofactor of 2, 2 element. We can use the faster method, which is by memorizing the signs of the cofactors. Remember, it starts with a positive sign and then alternate sign behind it. Negative, positive here, alternate signs, keep on alternating and that's your cofactor signs. So now we want to look for the second row and the second column element, which is here, second row and second column, it's here. The sign is positive. Write a positive sign here, and then of course we want to multiply it with the minor of 2 element. We have not found the minor yet. Remember to write the values x to 5, 1 according to their orders and write in this vertical bars, which means finding the determinant of this matrix. And the sign will be positive in front. Remember to find determinant, this is just the butterfly, a times d minus 5 times 2, cross multiply. X times 1 minus 5 times 2, the sign for the cofactor is positive in front. Since it's positive, it will not affect anything, so the answer is just x minus 10. But we want to find x. X is here, but what is it equal to? Since the cofactor matrix of A is given, we just have to compare. The values must be the same. Look at the element of the second row and second column in this matrix. The answer is negative 8, you just compare them. Bring negative 10 to the right, and your answer is 2 for x. Next, how to find y? Remember, to find y, do not delete y. Find any rows or columns that does not delete y. As an example, you can delete the first row and the third column. First row and third column means you are looking for the cofactor of C13. Remember the signs for the cofactors, starting with positive sign and then alternate signs. And this element 1, 3 means the first row and third column. First row, third column is here. The sign is positive. Don't forget to multiply with your minor and write down your minor matrix, which you get it from deleting the first row and third column. Here, follow their orders, write them in these vertical bars. Find your determinant. Remember that butterfly, y times 1 minus 2 times 0, and your answer is y. How to find the value of y? Just compare it with the cofactor A matrix. Compare with which element? With the first row and third column element as well. The answer is 1. Thank you for watching.